Would you accept the players back into the tour as they want to come back in, or do you think there is a consequence of joining?
I think they've already paid their. I mean, they've made the money, but they've paid their consequence in terms of you talk about the reputation and some of the things that they've lost by going over there. If it made the overall tour stronger to have Bryson DeChambeau back and whoever else, I would be okay with it. But again, it's not just me, and I recognize that not everyone's in my position. So it would be up to the collective group of PGA Tour members to make that.
Things just got very interesting in the world of golf. Right now, rumors are spreading fast about whether Bryson DeChambeau could be thinking about a return to the PGA Tour. For a player who once helped split professional golf in half, even the smallest comment can set the internet on fire. And lately, Bryson has said just enough to make people start asking serious questions. So what's really going on? Recently, Bryson spoke to Flushing at Golf and made a few comments that instantly caught attention. When he was asked about the possibility of returning to the PGA Tour before the upcoming Riyadh event, his answer was surprisingly unclear. He simply said, "I don't know about before Riyadh." That response alone raised eyebrows. Why? Because Bryson is still under a reported LIV Golf contract worth around $125 million, a deal that runs through the 2026 season. That's not far away, but it's not exactly over either. So for him to sound uncertain instead of confident immediately got people talking. Bryson went on to explain that there are a lot of things to work through and called the situation unique. He also mentioned how things have changed recently, especially after Brooks Koepka's departure, which clearly shook things up behind the scenes. According to Bryson, these moves introduced new complications. He said he has always wanted to help grow golf worldwide, but only if it feels right. That last part really stood out, because when someone says it has to be right, it often means something isn't quite right yet. Reading between the lines, many believe Bryson is quietly saying that changes still need to happen before he makes any major decision. He even acknowledged that LIV Golf's leadership, including Greg Norman, has done some positive things, but also admitted that there are areas that still need improvement. He wrapped up by saying, "It's where I want to be, but ultimately it has to make sense for everyone." That's a big statement. Whether he's hinting at a possible PGA Tour return or pushing for changes inside LIV Golf, one thing is clear. Bryson is thinking carefully about his next move, and whatever he decides could shake up the golf world all over again. Right now, Bryson DeChambeau is in a truly fascinating position. He has openly said that if he wanted to, he could stop focusing on traditional pro golf and do YouTube full-time and still be very successful. Honestly, that doesn't sound crazy at all. What's even more interesting is how Bryson now describes himself online. His social media bio lists him as a golf YouTuber first and professional golfer second. That order says a lot. It suggests that content creation might no longer be a side project for him. It could be a major priority. And when you look at his career, it's easy to see why he has options. On the PGA Tour, Bryson won 9 titles, including 2 U.S. Open championships, which is elite by any standard. After moving to LIV Golf, he added 3 more wins to his record. Financially, reports estimate that Bryson earned around $36 million during his PGA Tour years and about $47 million from LIV Golf prize money alone. And that doesn't even include the massive $125 million signing bonus he reportedly received when he joined LIV. So the question now becomes simple but huge. What's next for Bryson DeChambeau? Could a PGA Tour return actually happen? Bryson has said before that he believes strongly in team golf. The problem is that the PGA Tour doesn't offer many team events outside of the Ryder Cup and President's Cup. LIV Golf, on the other hand, built its entire identity around team competition. But here's the catch. While LIV's team format sounds exciting on paper, it hasn't fully connected with fans the way many expected. Viewership numbers and fan engagement still lag behind traditional golf broadcasts. Bryson has hinted that LIV Golf may be working on a rebrand or refresh, possibly around 2026. If that's true, it could mean major changes in how the league presents its teams, markets its players, or even structures its events. Whether that means new branding, new rules, or a totally new experience, fans are watching closely to see what happens next. Now, let's ask the big question everyone keeps coming back to. What would it actually take for Bryson to return to the PGA Tour? From a money standpoint, Bryson has already said he's done well financially from both tours. He doesn't sound desperate for another massive contract. Reports suggest he plans to finish his current LIV deal, but isn't rushing to sign a new one. Instead, his recent comments suggest a wait-and-see approach. He seems to be watching how the golf world evolves, paying attention to changes in leadership, media rules, and player freedom. There's also a strong sense that he's curious about what a return path to the PGA Tour might look like. Would there be conditions? Would there be penalties? Could he still balance pro golf with his growing YouTube career? Those questions are clearly on the table. One major factor that could change everything is the PGA Tour's new leadership. The tour recently brought in a new CEO who is said to be more open-minded about media rights and digital content. Early reports suggest the PGA may loosen some of its long-standing restrictions on filming, collaborations, and personal content. That change would line up perfectly with Bryson's current focus. After all, his social profile doesn't just mention golf wins, it highlights his role as a creator. He values creative freedom, and that freedom could be the key to bringing him back. If the PGA Tour becomes more open to modern content culture, letting players vlog, collaborate, and share behind-the-scenes moments, it could be exactly what pulls Bryson back into fold. In the past, the PGA Tour kept a tight grip on media control, but that mindset appears to be changing. The new approach seems to recognize that player-driven content helps everyone, and Bryson DeChambeau is the perfect example of why. According to interviews, including one with Brian Ola, a huge portion of Bryson's audience comes from YouTube, not live golf broadcasts. While LIV Golf is a loyal fan base, it simply doesn't match the massive reach Bryson gets online. That matters a lot. Sponsors care about visibility. They care about engagement. And YouTube delivers both in ways traditional TV can't always match. Because of that, sponsors may play a major role in shaping the PGA Tour's future media rules. If they see value in letting players build their own brands and reach younger audiences, pressure will grow to relax restrictions even further. Many believe this shift is not a matter of if, but when. And when that happens, Bryson could be ready to make a move. Reports suggest he hasn't re-signed with LIV yet, which puts him in a perfect position to observe how things play out. Once the PGA Tour's media direction becomes clear, Bryson may decide what's best for both his golf career and his content empire. A year ago, most people assumed Bryson was locked into LIV for the long term. But sports change quickly. Strategies evolve. Opportunities appear. And Bryson has always been a thinker. The sport of golf itself is going through a massive transformation. Media control, once untouchable, is now being questioned. The old "you play, we own the footage" model is fading, replaced by a digital-first approach that lets players connect directly with fans. Bryson has been leading that shift. His YouTube channel isn't just extra content, it's a core part of his career. Millions watch him test equipment, experiment with swing speed, and show sides of golf TV rarely captures. Sponsors see that value. Fans feel that connection. And the PGA Tour is paying attention. Behind the scenes, there's growing belief that the tour's leadership sees this evolution as an opportunity, not a threat. More access means more engagement, more fans, and stronger brand partnerships. If Bryson does return, he could become the face of a new era, someone who blends PGA tradition with modern golf entertainment. Right now, Bryson DeChambeau is balancing two worlds, elite professional golf and the booming creator economy. Not many athletes can do that successfully, but Bryson has managed it. His fans love the unfiltered moments. They love seeing golf feel fun, curious, and human. The big question is, can a golfer truly have both? LIV Golf gave Bryson freedom to film and create. The PGA Tour historically didn't. But if those rules continue to loosen, the PGA could soon offer the same or even more creative freedom. If that happens, Bryson could stand at the center of a major shift where players control their own image, voice, and story like never before. Looking ahead, insiders are watching closely. Bryson's next decision could signal where professional golf is headed. A PGA return under a flexible media system could inspire other players to push for similar freedom. At the same time, LIV Golf isn't standing still. They're reportedly planning big updates to their team concept and branding, possibly rolling out in 2026. So Bryson has choices. Stay with LIV, return to the PGA, or carve out an even more independent path through digital media. One thing is certain, Bryson DeChambeau isn't done making waves. The next few months could shape not just his future, but the future of how golf connects with fans around the world. And that might be the most important chapter of his career yet.